What's going on? What's going on? How is everyone today? Welcome to the Decentralized Masters podcast. My name is Tristan, and I'm here with my co-host John. We're here to guide you through the ever-changing world of DeFi, one strategy at a time. Every week, right here on the Decentralized Masters YouTube channel, we go live at 2 p.m. Eastern Time to bring you the latest insights, updates, and tools to help you in the DeFi space. How's it going, John? How are things today?
Doing pretty good, man. I mean, the market's not looking too good, but nothing that we're too shocked of, right? We talked a little bit about this. What was it yesterday that we could be seeing some sort of retracement, and retracements are good. But besides that, I can't believe today's Thursday. Can you believe
It
that?
was a very fast week.
Yeah, I guess when you're really busy, time goes by so fast.
Yeah. For
Tomorrow's
those
gonna be
that don't know, we just had the Decentralized Masters monthly market update call. That one was actually open to the general public as well. So we had that posted and on our social media pages, and we dropped some really good information on there. So if you're looking to attend the next one, make sure to join the free community that we have, and the description will be in the link to join will be in the description below.
Yeah, and as well, I wanted to mention for any of you that might have missed the session, it's also going to get uploaded to YouTube. I don't know when. I think it might be by tomorrow at the latest, but it's also going to be getting re-uploaded. But welcome in, everyone. Smash that like button, turn on post notifications on. We're going to go ahead and go quickly into a few topics to go ahead and talk about. There's not really much in the market as far as the charts. Really, when we're in a situation like this, like we're in with crypto in general, or I guess maybe my side, because I'm more of a TA kind of guy, it's really more of a sit and wait. And that's kind of what we're seeing right now in the market. Taking a look at the weekly, we do see a little bit of retracement going all across the board. Of course, as we know, monthly has been a really good month. So we got to take a step back. But I think because we're so spoiled with crypto and these returns, one red day kind of makes us sad, right? But like as I mentioned, overall on the monthly, things are looking really good. A lot of tokens up over 40%. The daily, a little bit of red, a little bit of red all across the stock market as well. And of course, on the hourly, slightly a little bit of green. My biggest concern is going to be tomorrow, how Friday is going to close. I'll go a little bit more into what my predictions are there. But yeah, Tristan, have you been doing any buying these last couple days with any cryptos?
Yeah, no, it's actually been a really quiet week. Nothing too crazy was going on, which is nice because things have been ridiculous uh, in the last month or so. But yeah, it's nice to get a little bit quiet time. I have a bit of news that I'll go over today of things that did happen this week, some things that may have gone under the radar. But I was going to ask you a question here, John. Go to the monthly chart there. And did you figure, I know we talked about this yesterday, but did you figure what that form token was all about?
Yeah. So I think this form token is some sort of social media platform or engagement platform. Let me double check. Or some launch pad. I can't remember exactly what it was. I did look it up. Let's see. So the token used to be called Binary X, BNX, which was just recently rebranded. Four. Only four offers pure amusement. Enter a world filled with games and memes. So it looks like it's games. Site is blocked.
Well,
Okay, there you go. Okay, so yeah, it looks like it's almost like a pump fund from what it looks like. First meme fair launch platform on BSC pump to the 4 meme. So it's like a pump fund, basically. Pretty interesting. I mean, it's not really too exciting because it seems like everyone's doing this method.
we got a lot of pump fund clones nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, it was pump fund. Then we had what? Avax was the second one I saw them do their pump fund, and then we had what,
Radium did one.
Radium too, and now we have this platform, and we have quite a few. Degen was like one of the beginners too when it came to the pump funds, because they're like for base, I believe. That's what Degen was supposed to be. But yeah, a lot of these platforms are now doing pump funds, which, of course, they figured out that this is the way to make money. Maybe we should create one, Tristan.
You know what? If everyone seems to be making it, it probably isn't that hard to do.
No, of course not. I'm sure a lot of these they're just probably cloning. You could just clone the website realistically. You just clone the website, give it to a developer. It shouldn't be too hard to create. Now, I don't know. I've never tried it myself, but look, interesting. USD1, Trump's stablecoin. It is Binance Smart Chain Focus, so that would make sense. But yeah, really interesting. I don't know. I haven't dabbled with Pump Fund in a very long time. Have you ever played with it yourself?
I have Pump Fund. I'd never put funds on it though. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I've watched some crazy content there on Pump Fund though, because there was that point in time where they actually had live streams. So each token would have a live stream.
No way.
And then they had to get rid of it because things were getting out of hand.
No way.
Yeah. So someone would be live streaming trying to pump their token.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
It was cool. It was cool until people started doing really crazy things, and then like, okay, we got to take this away. You guys have ruined it. This is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah, people go to the extremes on crypto for sure, to say the least. Have you been buying anything this week alone?
I've been watching Morpho a bit because it is coming down here. I've been watching Plume, and we'll see that in later in this podcast. But yeah, I was just kind of watching Plume, a little bit of Morpho at the moment. Nothing too crazy though.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the market, see what's going on. One of the announcements I wanted to go ahead and quickly do, I've talked a little bit about this with a few of you. I don't know why I can't reach half the sites, but Moondeck did went ahead and got listed on Robinhood. I think it's because I have the wrong Moondeck. But yeah, so the token of the hippo, baby hippo, got listed on Robinhood last week, which signifies that exchanges are preparing themselves for retail interest to start pouring into the market. Tristan, what are your thoughts about Moondeck, the meme coin of a baby hippo?
If there might be an opportunity to make some money there.
There's a lot of money in this, 232 million.
It's been performing very well. Not something I'm going to hold. Of course, I don't recommend anyone hold meme coins over long term. But yeah, it's basically a baby hippo. There's nothing really beyond that, guys. It's a baby hippo. Pick me hippo.
All it is. Just a baby yep, just a baby hippo. That's all it is. Let's see what they have coming up. Moo PFP. Create a set of your own Moondeck PFPs. That's really cool. Nice. Oh, I could create my own Moondeck. That is so cool. I guess I'm going to be getting a new profile picture soon.
Yeah. New Twitter profile.
That's pretty cool. So, I mean, I know this is not brand new. I know a lot of platforms have integrated this, but this is the coolest one I've seen so far. The fact that you could go ahead and do this, that is super cool. But anyways, guys, yeah, Moondeck got listed on Robinhood, which is really big. Indicates that exchanges are preparing themselves for retail interests, and believe it or not, Coinbase is actually also holding on to Moondeck. Or let me go ahead and rephrase that. Coinbase actually listed Moondeck a while back too as well. I believe it was probably a few months, but at the latest, no more than 2 months ago. And that usually signifies that, of course, they're looking to go ahead and bring in more liquidity to their platform. So yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and quickly touch on that. Some news that I came across was XRP news for all of you that love XRP. Another company plans on buying $10 million in investment in Ripple token. I don't know who that is. It looks like it's Alt Capital Group. They're looking to go ahead and purchase $10 million of XRP. and that's really all there is to it. But I just wanted to go ahead and share a little bit of some bullish news with XRP. What are your thoughts about that, Tristan? I know you love XRP, don't you?
I love XRP. I'm a great big fan of XRP. If you watch our other podcasts, you can hear that definitely.
Don't you have like an
I'm being
XRP? Don't you have
facetious.
like an XRP shirt, man? I thought you had an XRP Maxi shirt.
Yeah, I'm wearing it right now. It's missing the whole XRP logo. That's all. Uh, it's just the shirt. Yeah, no, I'm not a massive fan of XRP. And I can't say that I don't think any of the mentors really are at Decentralized Masters,
Except for
but
me.
yeah, except for John, of course. John just cares about finding good TA. If XRP shows a good TA, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether it's Moondag or XRP. If John sees a good setup in the chart, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. But yeah, so check this out. So we are seeing right now on the this is the S&P. So I mean that's also important, but I'm really more focusing on the Nasdaq. So looking at the Nasdaq, we see a little bit of recovery right now. I really want to see how the day ends, but we're still consolidating within the zone of around $21,000. And so far, we've been consolidating here for about now going into. Let me actually check. That says 16 days. That does not look right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, yeah, I figure. So 13 days, maybe considering this one might be 14, but we've been consolidating here for about, let's just call it 13 days. So we're almost very close to breaking above where we were at an all-time high from last December, last few months ago. And keep in mind, guys, this is the reason why I'm saying don't lose hope. We're almost there. This race that we've been in, or the marathon, we're like literally almost close to the finish line. This is a 4% move on the stock market from reaching its all-time high. So keep that in mind. I do think that once we start to break this through, we should be seeing Bitcoin also approaching new all-time highs again. And we should be seeing that rotation going into alts. So I'm very excited to what's going to be coming in the next coming months. As I mentioned, a very also positive pattern right here, inverse head and shoulders pattern. This has now officially signaled that the stock market has hit its bottom. And if you guys didn't load up on any stocks, well, I don't want to say you're a little too late. I do not want to bring FOMO, but yeah, your chance of loading up at a very good discount was back here, which honestly, a lot of the stocks that I ended up buying, I went up like over 40% on my stock portfolio just from buying when it was really red. So if you did that too as well, congratulations. But a lot of opportunities have been given to us in the market. This for me would definitely be the last final thing that I'm looking for to see if we could go ahead and break past new all-time highs. This should go ahead and begin to move Bitcoin and the crypto market overall. Now, one thing I'm really, really surprised, and this is the reason why I'm actually more positive than I was yesterday, because I was a little concerned about Ethereum. But Ethereum is holding on very well. Like, I'm impressed. Like, Bitcoin literally went from 111. This actually went a little bit higher, but let's just call it 111 because that's my favorite number. 111 to 106. And it's like nothing ever happened to ETH. It's like ETH has no phase to that. And we're going to talk about that shortly. So if you guys are holding on to altcoins, wondering when altcoin season is going to happen, stick around. You do not want to go ahead and miss out. But Tristan, what are your thoughts right here about the stock market?
Yeah, no, I bought a little bit of I bought some stocks on that nasty downturn that we had, and I bought some stocks that were international as well, so outside of the US.
Nice.
The ones that were getting a lot of pressure. They weren't tech stocks, but they were just some good blue chip stocks out of Asia. We'll just leave it at that. But it was it was pretty good.
Any Tesla?
No, no Tesla. But I was going to ask you that how is your Nvidia doing today? Because I remember seeing it on the headlines yesterday that it was up 5% on pre-market.
Yeah. So it was aftermarket hours. So they beat earnings. I haven't taken a look at Nvidia to be completely honest. What is the ticker symbol?
NVDA.
I wish I would have loaded up on option calls on this, but the video right now is at around 138. So we are entering that resistance. So as we see with the overall market, guys, not only the crypto market, but the stock market is also near that resistance where there's a lot of selling pressure. And if we could go ahead and break through those zones, we will be seeing new all-time highs being printed. Now, keep in mind with what we're seeing right now with NVIDIA as well, it won't hurt us too much if we were to go ahead and retrace a little bit. But things are looking very positive overall. Wish I would have just gotten more aggressive with NVIDIA, to be completely honest. And I think that's something we're all going to be saying in the next coming months as we see crypto take off. But stock market is looking really good. We have now confirmed an official bottom of the market. Now let's go ahead and take a look at how gold has been performing, because gold is getting me a little bit nervous. We talked about how gold needs to go ahead and come down. Gold right now has picked up in strength. I don't know what's going on today. Maybe Tristan could tell us a little bit about that. But I do believe this is the top for gold temporarily. I believe we should be seeing 31 to even 2,900. Not soon. I wouldn't say soon. This could just happen over a matter of months. But I do think that this could possibly be the top for gold for now. Of course, if we do break past $3,400, then we're going to be seeing gold at its next price target being at $3,800. So gold right now has been picking up in strength. It has been lacking these last couple weeks, though. One thing I've noticed with gold is that it formed this double top right here in April and May, which is usually a bearish signal. And right now it looks like it's forming a bearish flag. So if we do continue to get rejected right here at 360, we could even go as high as 340. More than likely, if we continue to get rejected there and we can't break through, we are going to go ahead and come down to our first level of support after here, which is going to be around 31.37. And of course, that means that it's very positive for crypto because gold works as an inverse correlation. When gold goes up, Bitcoin goes down. When Bitcoin goes down, gold goes up. Now, this is not the case 100%. We saw this yesterday. Gold was actually down and Bitcoin was down. So it's not a one-to-one, but usually I think the reason why we also saw that was because the dollar was going up in value yesterday. So we could probably have Tristan talk to us a little bit about that. But yeah, gold needs to come down, guys, in order for us to start to see the market pick up aggressively. But we do see a little run on silver too. Silver's a really good buying zone. I know people are not a fan of silver, but I really regret listening to this older guy when I asked him, hey, what are your thoughts of silver? This is when silver was at $10. He's like, oh no, silver's done. And yeah, that day I learned not to ever listen to other people's opinions and always come up with your own decisions. If you believe in something, if you have that gut feeling to invest in something, 9 times out of 10, you're usually right. Not all the time. So not saying that your gut feeling is going to be your way to trade, but you usually know when something's right? So always keep that in mind. Of course, nothing that we say is financial advice, but taking a look at actually, let's talk about gold because I know Tristan's a little bit biased with gold on this end. He doesn't want to admit it that we could possibly be falling down. What are your thoughts right here, man? Do you think we're going to see gold easily break through? Of course, this breakout would mean that we have to probably see some pretty bad bearish news in the market for this to happen. Do you see this coming in the next coming weeks?
Do I see gold making a new all-time high in the next coming weeks?
Yeah,
not exactly.
I would say
but I
less.
do see
The
a lot
next
of
month and a half, month and a half.
No, I don't see that happening. I don't see us really going down much either. I think we might consolidate here, but I think we're still in a secular bull market for gold. Gold is going through a complete repricing. I do think we're going to see like $5,000 in gold in the next 2 years at some point. But for the moment, I think we're going to come down a bit. Might consolidate. But why we see gold? Well, why do we see gold going up or down when the dollar's going up? When we see dollar strength, that's people running to safe haven assets. So that'd be like the dollar or gold. So that's why we see gold going up. And when everything that is priced in US dollars, so that would be things like Bitcoin and stocks, whenever the US dollar goes down, anything priced in the US dollar goes up. So Bitcoin. But whenever the US dollar is gaining strength, anything priced in it goes down, and that's kind of what we're seeing today.
Yeah, yeah. With gold, I think there was actually a analyst from J.P. Morgan, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, went ahead and said that. Let me mute my Slack, man. I could have sworn I had it on lock. I hate when my Slack starts going off when I'm in the middle of something.
My
It's like
Slack goes through my headphones, so it doesn't come through on my speaker.
you don't hate the little noise that
I still hear the noise every single time.
But what was I saying? I don't even know why this thing's not even connected to my calendar. No wonder people are messaging me. Let's see. Let me go ahead and put this so I won't get notifications. It distracts me. But anyways, as I was saying, there's actually an analyst. There's no way a Slack notification went off. What I was saying is there is an analyst, I believe, that went ahead and mentioned that they believe that gold will be hitting about $6,000 to $8,000 in the next 2 to 4 years. So I definitely do see that coming. Man, maybe I have to start loading up on gold. See, right now on gold, personally, I do not want to be buying gold right now, at least physical gold for the moment. I think we could definitely be seeing a correction with gold, not anytime soon. Of course, I do think we will begin to see that correction in gold once we really start to see that rally in the market. Like if things change right now and like the stock market hits all-time high and crypto is beginning to hit all-time high, best believe people are not going to want to be in gold. They're going to be like, I'm going to take advantage of the market. Rate cuts happen. I don't know how quick usually as soon as rate cuts happen, how quick a lot of like loans you could go ahead and actually go based off the rate. I heard it takes a while. Is that true?
Yeah, it does take a little while to get.
How long does it usually take? Like 2-3 months or more?
Well, if you use a line of credit, it's instant, but like for an actual loan, it would probably be like, I don't know, in Canada, it'd be like 3-4 months. That'd be 3-4 weeks.
Okay, I see. I wonder if it's also quick with when you do margin on the stock market, because right now it's pretty high. I think I saw the rate to like 13, if I'm not mistaken. It was pretty high. It's pretty up there. And apparently, like during the pandemic, it was below 1, I think, or below 3%, which incentivized people to put in margin, be a little bit riskier into the market. So I believe if we do start to see this all-time high being broken in the NASDAQ, and as long as we continue to see that with Bitcoin, I think people are going to be pivoting those people that trade gold into these risk-on assets, right? Because they're like, why would I go ahead and be in a safe alternative right now when the market's going in this direction? I could take risk for the moment and then later on buy more gold. And that's kind of the mentality that I have myself. I don't own too much gold. Any like really physical besides jewelry, which is a good thing that it's solid gold. But yeah, I haven't bought anything gold related since I would say 3 years ago. I got a pretty good chain, solid chain. So that's like the only way I keep gold. But I am looking to for this next run, when the market starts to retrace, at least for gold, I want to start buying PAXG, because I think for me, like the biggest reason why I think there's a lot of positive with PAXG is that for me personally, I've lost a lot of jewelry, which is not good, right? And I'm like very flimsy when it comes to physical items. So I'm more of a digital guy. Same thing like when I go ahead and put like, I think most of us nowadays have our cards or our credit cards on our phone. So just in case you forget your wallet, you could pay with your phone. And I think that's the beauty of what PAXG has to offer, is that you don't have to worry about losing it. You can store it on your ledger, and apparently there's also some yields you can go ahead and take advantage of, right, Tristan?
Indeed, there is. And for anyone who's watching and they don't know what PAXG is basically a cryptocurrency. It's a token on the Ethereum network. You can go to Uniswap and swap out USDC or anything for it. But it's a token that's pegged to the 1 ounce price of gold. So at the moment, that's about, I think, like 3,300. Yeah. So this is actually a token that is digitally backed buy physical gold, you can go and redeem PAXG tokens at the Paxos Vault, I think in London,
Yeah.
and get actual physical gold for it. I've heard that's a bit of a hassle, but you can do it.
100%. And the nice thing too about it, one thing I want to also mention, they are regulated, so it's not like you're just messing with like some random coin promising you that it's backed by gold or whatever this asset class is. I think that's the biggest issue when we see a lot of these tokens, especially in crypto,
Yeah.
like when they claim that they're backed 1-to-1. It's like a lot of things have happened in the past. But PAXG is regulated. I believe their offices are in New York, and also they work with big companies such as PayPal. And they're working with PayPal. That means they have to be pretty uptight with regulation and be compliant. So I guess that's also one thing that you could go ahead and say that's pretty positive about something like PAXG. And of course, you could go ahead and see their reserves as well. And then you could go ahead and take a look into everything. So, which is really cool. And as you can see right here, it tells you why. Go ahead and purchase Pax Gold, and it gives you the different reasons why compared to different platforms or futures or things like that. So no fees for custody because you are in full control of your assets, which is great. There is no minimum to purchase either, except for $20. I guess it's a minimum, but you don't have to go ahead and get too aggressive, buy 1 full ounce of gold. You could always go ahead and start off small, and it's in your ledger. You could transport it anywhere, which is nice. But yeah, PAXG, I think that is something that I want to start diversifying myself into. I think because Tristan has been saying it too much, he's like kind of brainwashed me. I think that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to psyop us into buying gold.
You're coming across my master plan.
So let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin real quick. So taking a look at Bitcoin, we do see a little bit of retracement going on. As I mentioned, and I always do, just to give you all a clarification, the reason why looking at Bitcoin is very important. This determines where the rest of the market's going to be heading. So as we see right now for Bitcoin, we have entered this area of resistance at around 11637. It could be slightly different in some exchanges. Some exchanges might be 112. But right now, Bitcoin is on a little bit more of a take profit zone, and it looks like we could be coming down even to as low as 101. As I mentioned yesterday to our office, or not our office hours, our Let's Talk Crypto session, for all of you that are in our private community, I talked about how worst case scenario I see for Bitcoin would be coming down and retesting this $92,000 range. This is the worst that I see for Bitcoin, and then just seeing it reverse from here, and then reattempt that next breakout at around 111. The worst case scenario would be Bitcoin going to $83,000. But I only see that if it's really, really bad news. Like if it's really, really bad news, tariffs just come out really bad, and nothing really gets resolved there. And let's say rate cuts don't really happen as we expect. Because I think right now we're all predicting that we could probably see rate cuts happening in September. Is that correct, Tristan? Is that what you think personally?
Yeah, personally, I think September, and as well as if you look at the Polymarket predictions charts right now, I think Polymarket has like a 2% chance of us getting a rate cut in June, and then maybe like a 10% chance getting a rate cut in July. It's only until we get to September where the numbers are a little bit better.
Yeah, and guys, also keep in mind we don't have much for the Fed, and I mean like months left for the Fed to make a decision when rate cuts are going to happen. And also keep in mind they did say they were going to do 2 rate cuts this year. I don't know if they're going to change that. That's why I'm thinking there's more than likely going to be something happening between this July to October. It seems like July is not going to be an option, so we're really left between September and December. And I really don't see December being rate cuts towards the end. Like it wouldn't make sense in my opinion. I think if rate cuts were to happen between September, October, also keep in mind what is coming around that fall season, holiday season. Those are usually the months that a lot of companies do very, very well because everyone's spending money buying things. So if we could see a rate cut happening before that, imagine how much money Wall Street is going to be making this holiday season. So I'm really sure, I'm almost positive that there is going to have to be a rate cut sooner than what we expect, because we are going to be going into that holiday season. So worst case scenario, I think towards the end of the summer or right after the end of the summer going into fall, that we could begin to see that rate cut happening. But we don't have much left, guys. And if you guys are in our private community, you don't even have to be for the last call that we just jumped into. Tan and Salim went over the market update, and he also said himself that Tan mentions that he believes we only have a little bit of time left of this market. So go ahead and take advantage, guys. If you guys haven't positioned yourselves in cryptocurrencies, of course, not financial advice. It is very risky, but I do think we could definitely be seeing a nice little run for a lot of these tokens, specifically being the altcoins. Looking at Bitcoin right now, as I mentioned, worst case scenario, we dump down to 83,000. I do think we could be coming down to around $100,000, possibly. Ideally, what I would like to see for Bitcoin would be seeing it come back down right here, and then hopefully reattempting that one breakout one more time and breaking above. And if we do see this happening, we could definitely start to see that rally coming in with the rest of the crypto market. What are your thoughts right here, Tristan? Do you think we're going to be coming down 100,000, or do you think $92,000 will be the next area?
I think the next area of support specifically is 100,000. 9,900, that is the next area of support. That's something that we struggled to push above last time as well. So back in February, that was one of our supports back there. So that's kind of what I'm thinking would be our next support level. But we could go down to into the low 90s, high 89, high 80s. I still think we're fine for Bitcoin.
Yeah, 100%. I personally don't think we'll go any lower to around the 80s. Worst case scenario, like 89, I would say probably. But I don't think so. I think the worst case, in my opinion, 93 is what we're going to be seeing. But of course, anything could happen and change. I can't predict the future, so time will tell. But Bitcoin's looking very positive. Ethereum, as I mentioned, holding up very, very well. Ethereum is currently in this consolidation point. It was once doing a bull flag pattern. This could actually be a bullish pendant. Now that I think about it, I got to go ahead and look it up. I'm going to have to go ahead and check out but this looks like a bullish pattern too, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But right now we are seeing this retest at around $2,700. It looks like Ethereum right now is bouncing between that zone, and it's trying to really do his best to go ahead and break out of it. But what I'm really impressed is that even though Bitcoin has corrected quite a bit already, Ethereum is holding up very well. So I'm wondering also if we could be seeing a shift of Bitcoin dominance coming very soon, where we could be seeing Ethereum begin to thrive, even though Bitcoin could be seeing some sort of temporary correction. And this is what I want to go ahead and show you when it comes to Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance, as you see, measures the dominance of the market, of the Bitcoin market. This is stocks. Let's do crypto, Bitcoin. It's usually Bitcoin D.
Yeah, BTCD.
There you go. So if you go ahead and, oh, wow, look at that. That thing just dumped. Bitcoin dominance actually just took a dive. Look at that. Bitcoin dominance was literally here back in Monday, from what it looks like, or I think that was yesterday. Yeah, this was yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. And now right now we're seeing Bitcoin dominance down at around 63. So Bitcoin dominance has actually retreated quite a bit. So, and if you've noticed, Ethereum has been holding up very nicely. Like if I was very very, very concerned that if we were going to see Bitcoin correct slightly, we were going to see Ethereum get demolished. And right now that we're seeing Bitcoin dominance shift, I'm wondering if maybe we could even see Ethereum thrive, even though right now Bitcoin is kind of taking a little bit of a beating. So it's really interesting to see how Bitcoin dominance is shifting. Usually when dominance in Bitcoin goes down, usually signifies that another asset class such as Ethereum will pick up in strength, because of a lot of profit takers and now going on to a little bit more risk on. So it's really interesting to see. Of course, we need to go ahead and start to see where the market goes and where Bitcoin really goes to make a prediction. But do keep in mind that once we had Bitcoin dominance at around the zone right here at 65, we saw it falling all the way down. This is where Ethereum thrived. So It's looking really good for Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance is looking good. All the right signs are there, showing that we could be entering an altcoin season sooner than what we expect. And of course, that could be months. So I don't think I'm saying weeks, but I do think that it's definitely looking a lot hopeful for us than it ever has been these last couple months. So a lot of positive things. Any comments on Bitcoin dominance yourself, Tristan?
No, just a little bit shocked about that major drop that we saw today. That's a lot of movement for one day.
It is. It is. It is quite a lot, man. But of course, the day is not over, so I'm not going to make my decision on that. But like I said, Ethereum is holding up very nice. Aren't you surprised?
I am. I am. I thought if Bitcoin was to retrace here, it would be taking everything down with it. Um, and yes, some of the alts are down with Bitcoin today. There's some bleeding out, but Ethereum is held very nicely, and some of the other alts have as well. A lot of the things that were in the Ethereum ecosystem holding up today as well.
Yeah, and keep in mind, Ethereum has been holding this range for about 19 days already. So that is some very positive things. Of course, sooner than later, we need to have this breakout. But the fact that Bitcoin has been entertaining this range for about 19 days, that signifies very, very positive things. And I'm wondering that maybe this is where Bitcoin corrects and this is where Bitcoin dominance falls and Ethereum begins to thrive. Because if you guys keep in mind, we were talking about how a few weeks ago, almost a month, to begin considering positioning yourself in AI tokens. And I mentioned meme coins and AI is definitely something to check out. And if you guys notice, it's actually what has been thriving these last couple weeks. AI tokens and meme coins is what has been doing very well. And that's really one of the biggest things that I want to see and really look at these next coming days. That if Bitcoin's temporary top was 111, there could be a possibility that we don't even need Bitcoin right now for Ethereum to thrive. So I'm very hopeful. Of course, usually is if Bitcoin can continue to push upward, definitely Ethereum will pick up. But from the signs of what we're seeing so far, I think we could actually be seeing Ethereum thrive and Bitcoin dump and correct during this time, and that would be definitely very, very positive. Do you think that's a possibility, Tristan? That this could be the shift of Bitcoin dominance, at least temporary, and we can start to see alts and the risk on assets slightly start to pick up a bit.
Oh, I would like that very much. But we are definitely still in a risk off environment, though. If you look at 10-year treasury yields, 10-year treasury yield did come down a little bit today. We're at 4.42 now. But because we were holding above five very for steady. We've been above five most of the month. But yeah, at the moment, it's still risk off because that is still a juicy, risk free rate people can get from the 10-year treasury. But if we see that start to coming down some more here, risk on environment and Ethereum and the altcoins, well, they'll be the main beneficiaries of that.
Yeah, the reason why I'm like hopeful that we could be seeing that shift is that the stock market has also been holding very well. The Nasdaq has been holding on very, very well, and of course, you guys know, maybe you guys don't, but usually when the Nasdaq is doing pretty good, it usually signals also risk on behavior because everything mostly in the Nasdaq is tech, which is very volatile, or
Mm.
new technology in general, right? So the fact that also for me in the stock market that I'm seeing, it's not that bad, and we're very close to breaking its all-time high. So that's why I'm a little bit hopeful. Of course, there's other factors to go ahead and consider, but I feel like almost every sign that we need is definitely looking good. Dollar looks to be getting weaker and weaker by the day, literally. We actually already see the dollar right now getting rejected too as well. So I'm wondering where the dollar could be falling to next. Like, are we going to be following to 94? Are we going to be following to 93? That'd be really nice. Do you have any prediction when it comes to that, Tristan, on the dollar?
Uh When it comes to the dollar, I don't know for certain. I know that the Trump administration's one of their big goals is to actually push down the dollar to make American goods and products more competitive on the global scene. So I am bearish dollar kind of for the next 3 years of this
Yeah.
administration. But at the moment, there's a lot of things that affect the dollar that are outside of the control of the U.S. government.
Yeah, of course.
Uh, we have a comment here. Enjoying the well thought out commentary just on the channel. Looking forward to more. Welcome, unadulterated truth. We also have another comment by David.
Welcome in, David.
Do you have a top 5 altcoin list?
You want to share yours, Tristan?
You know what? I can share some of my list because I actually have a top 10 list, and so does John, in our specific circle community. So in the free, I'm not sure if the free group that gets it, but inside the DeFi Decentralized Masters community, each of the mentors has their top 10 picks. Some of the picks from my list right now are just some basic things. I got Sui on there. I think Sui's pretty great. Another one that I just put on today actually was Morpho. A fan of Morpho, as well as Plume. So that's a sneak peek of 3 of my picks on my list.
Nice. I would say mine would be Solana. Solana. I would say is another one. That's 2. The third one would be Degen, which is a layer 3 to base. 4 will be XLM, believe it or not. So if you're an XRP maxi, consider XLM. My 5th pick would be CRO. So crypto.com is one of the ones that I'm really, really bullish on. One of the main reasons being is because Trump's team's very, I don't want to say connected, but they're very, what is it called? What is the word I'm trying to look for? CRO. Hold on. Let me give you the tokens. Chronos. They've been working together a lot. So Trump's team and Chronos have been working a lot. They've actually went ahead and released, or they're looking to release, I think they already did, the Made in America ETFs. So Trump's administration's really, or his team in crypto, are really, really pushing to try to go ahead and position themselves for what we're going to be seeing in the market very soon. So I think CRO is one of those that's underrated. Of course, do your own research. That's 5 tokens. I guess I'll leave you guys with one last one, and that would be Shiba, SHIBIA. It is a meme coin. Consider that, and keep in mind also that Shiba will and is very volatile. So Shiba Inu is a meme coin that has been out for a very long time. And just be careful if you buy the wrong one. Just make sure you buy them on an exchange, because I can't even find the legit Shiba Inu. I think this is it right here. This one is a dog token, and I do think that this is going to be moving alongside with Dogecoin. The way Shiba works is that if we start to see Ethereum perform very well, we're going to see Shiba outperform Ethereum. So Shiba is basically like a leverage bet on ETH. So if you believe in ETH and you like ETH, position yourself in Shiba could be an option. Of course, not financial advice. With that being said, guys, on my end, that's pretty much everything I have to go ahead and cover. I'm going to go ahead and pivot over to Tristan. He has a lot of good, juicy stuff to go ahead and cover with us. But if you guys have any additional comments, feel free to let us know down below, and we'll answer those. And there you go, Tristan, all yours.
And I just wanted to say thanks for commenting, David and Mr. Truth. Today, I was going to take a little bit of a look into what's been happening in the news, as well as a little dive into the Plume ecosystem if we have time for it. So, you may have remembered from last call that we did, there was an attempted kidnapping attempt on I think it was the daughter and grandson of one of the bigger crypto CEOs, Paymium in Paris. Several people, the kidnapping failed due to some bystanders stepping in, but as of now, all 12 suspects in this case have been now charged and arrested. Funny enough, there was also some minors within that group of 12 people. Not that funny. I don't know why I said that. But, oddly enough, there were some minors among them. So never be flashy with your crypto. If you don't have to have if you don't have to have crypto as part of your social parameters, as for John and I, our job is crypto. We are in live streams. We are big people, recognizable people in our decentralized masters community. So there's only so much we can do to hide our crypto influence. But if you're just getting into this, you don't need to brag. If you're posting screenshots of your gains and fit on Facebook, rethink what you're doing. It's also good because it's good to be humble. On that note as well, there was a crypto kidnapping this time in Manhattan, so closer to home. John Welts, 37, was charged with kidnapping for kidnapping and torturing a man in Manhattan to extort his Bitcoin password. This victim was tortured for weeks. He was lured into the criminal's townhouse. In the townhouse, he was then shot, cut with a saw, and forced to do drugs to reveal his Bitcoin password. Yeah, not fun. And so make sure if you don't have huge crypto exposure, you don't need to, because it does come with some baggage. Also, on this note of staying safe, there was a Coinbase data breach last week. Some of you have probably already heard of it. But here's what was stolen, what you can do, and what you need to know. Some cyber criminals bribed overseas customer agents in India to steal sensitive data, including names, addresses, and account details. Around 70,000 users were affected by this data breach. So here is some things that you can do to make sure that you keep your crypto safe within centralized platforms like Kraken or Coinbase. Never share your password. Never share your 2FA codes or your recovery phrase. Never share your crypto anythings with crypto usage with anyone. Don't share your passwords or your codes or your recovery phrases with anyone. Enable strong security, so use a hardware wallet. Us here at Decentralized Masters, we're very passionate about telling all our members to take their crypto off the centralized exchange, whether that's Kraken or Coinbase, and get everything on their ledger. I've had some members lose money actually through Coinbase, but never yet have I had any of my members lose any money through their ledger. So rule of thumb, move your funds to your ledger. 99% of the time it's safer there. Yeah. So stay vigilant and stay informed. Coinbase scams are so common, and they get so they continue to grow in complexity and convincibility. So always be careful. Moving on to Bitcoin, just as John and I were talking about this. This here is a chart of what Bitcoin's returns have been in the last year. Last year, 55%. Last 5 years, 991%. And last 10 years, 39,000%. So on this note, Adam Back, who is one of the most original Bitcoin users, or one of the most original Bitcoin, influencers, I guess. He's even been accused of being Satoshi himself. If you ever watched the HBO movie Electric Money. It's about Bitcoin and who is Satoshi. Good money. Adam Back plays a very important role in it. Yeah. So, but like we said, we're to sum the rest up the sum to sum up the rest of this. It's just sometimes that sometimes you think you can trade the market, sell a little bit of Bitcoin high, and then you'll buy back low. We don't know that. We can make our best guess using technical analysis, but at the end of the day, we don't know exactly where the market's going to go. So what Adam is saying in this article here is that maybe you should just hold. And then that's also a practice that we teach at Decentralized Masters. Never sell all your Bitcoin. It's okay to 10, 15, 20% if you think we're at a top. So maybe you can buy some back lower or move it into a stable coin, but never, ever sell all your Bitcoin. Yeah. Also, Bitcoin has physical infrastructure. So this is not only does it have all the miners, the thousands of terawatts of power that flow through the network to make it work every single hour. It also has Bitcoin ATMs. I've never used a Bitcoin ATM myself to do a complete transaction. I've played with them before. I've seen them in countries like Armenia, countries that have bad, financial systems. But I was going to ask you, John. I was going to ask you, John. Have you used a Bitcoin ATM?
I've used plenty of Bitcoin ATMs, and I tell you, usually back in the day, this is a few years ago, not too old. I'm talking probably like 2018, 2019, around that time. A lot of these Bitcoin ATMs were mostly located, at least in the US, in very shady neighborhoods, or should I say not so safe. They were usually in gas stations where, in the part of town there was a lot of crime going on. I don't know why there was Bitcoin ATMs. We could just probably imagine, but yeah, back then there was no KYC on Bitcoin ATMs either, unless you did a very large amount, which was nice. But the thing is with the Bitcoin ATMs, so expensive. You're talking about you're paying, that just to give you an example, let's say you're depositing $100, you're going to be paying over 30 to 40 bucks in just fees. And of course, Bitcoin, very, very slow to deal with, takes hours to go ahead and go through. And that would take hours. And then you just had to hope that you sent it to the right location and that your funds landed, because sometimes Bitcoin would take 5 to 6 hours plus for it to finally hit your wallet. So not only was it expensive in fees, but you were also hoping that you went ahead and did it correctly. And third, I was also going to mention not just fees, but the spread was always a lot higher. They actually said that Bitcoin ATMs are very, very profitable. And I was even considering like maybe I should start loading up on Bitcoin ATMs and start placing them everywhere, because apparently they're very, very profitable businesses, because usually, as I mentioned, the fees are pretty tight and the spreads are pretty expensive. Like, give you an example. Right now, Bitcoin is at 106,241. If you were to go to some of these ATMs, and maybe not all of them, right? But some of the questionable ATMs, they'll probably have their Bitcoin listed at 108,000. So now you're paying even a lot more. So not only are you getting less Bitcoin because you're paying at a higher price, but now you also have to go ahead and pay on that fee. So you're getting double-ended with these fees. Not only high fees, but also high spreads. So yeah, Bitcoin ATMs, definitely do not miss them, but I would recommend all of you try it for once. It's really fun. ATMs are now accessible everywhere. There's this platform called Coinstar, I believe. In the US, we have these machines usually in like grocery stores where you could go ahead and put your coins, your quarters, your change, and redeem them for dollars. But now you can actually redeem them for cryptocurrencies, which is really cool. You could redeem your change for Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. So I would recommend all of you give it a try, ATMs. But yeah, I have had my experience with them.
Yeah, I haven't actually gone through a transaction with one, but I've played with them. Never one actually did with a transaction though.
You got to try it. It's definitely interesting.
I'll get to it. There's none close to me where I am at the moment, but
I could
uh,
imagine. I'm sure
yeah,
they had
back
a
when I was
gold one. You'll do it, huh?
oh, yeah, that's just called a pawn shop, mate. Yeah. So I've been in countries like Panama, and I've been in Ecuador, and I've been in Colombia and Peru, all very popular with Bitcoin ATMs. When I was in Armenia, lots of Bitcoin ATMs as well. So countries that don't always have strong financial institutions will have lots of Bitcoin ATMs compared to countries that are deemed as safer. Um, Also in the news regarding Bitcoin, GameStop, the meme stock, officially purchased 4,710 Bitcoin. They raised funds from convertible notes. So what that means is they raise funds, they give people a bond, and then those people can choose to turn that bond into GameStop stock at some point in the future. GameStop stock rose 30% in the last 30 days and 80% on the Bitcoin announcement, which we talked about, I think, a few weeks ago now. But yeah, they have actually done it. And that is another Bitcoin treasury company added to the list alongside MetaPlanet in Japan and MicroStrategy in the US. Another company also was now raising funds to buy Bitcoin, and that is TMTG, which is the Trump Media Group. Trump Media Group is in the process of raising $2.5 billion in capital via stocks and bonds to buy Bitcoin. And this would essentially be another MicroStrategy style company of buying Bitcoin. We did drop. Oh, I won't spend too much time here. The Fed minutes came out yesterday, and they were more hawkish than expected. Hawkish meaning not as friendly to rate cuts. Maybe even talking about rate, not rate cut, but higher rates. The Fed was more hawkish than they were expected to be, and Bitcoin dropped below 108, and right now I think we're trading at 106. So don't. It's funny. I know it can kind of sound bad right now, but think of it. Only a few weeks ago we were trading at 80, 82. So things move fast, and our memories are short. We all got TikTok brain. Um, this is quite funny. Just to finish off the news for this week, the Trump dinner happened. So the top 220 Trump meme coin holders were all all invited to a gala dinner hosted at the Virginia Golf Club with Donald Trump there. The top 25 investors of the Trump coin also got private VIP meeting with Donald Trump himself. One of these guests being Justin Sun, who is the founder of the Tron network. Not something I was particularly jealous of. As you can see, the food looked pretty not great. Apparently, the food was mid, and the actual speech Trump made was not one of Trump's best speeches ever. So no, not something that I really missed out on. I will let John share you his opinion on how the dinner went. I'm sure he was there as one of the largest Trump coin holders that I know he is. How was the filet mignon, John?
I didn't get to try it, man, but it doesn't look too good, to be honest. Definitely looks like almost like lunch cafeteria. If you were to ask me,
Yeah,
imagine having to pay 148 million for that kind of lunch. But I guess
yeah.
it's not really the lunch, right?
No, I guess it was just being in the environment of being near Trump was enough.
Yeah. And who knows, man? Maybe the photo was also the photo looks terrible, but so who knows if it was just like bad lighting or something. But yeah, that lunch does not look too appetizing.
No.
Not for 148 million, at least.
No, not for 148 million.
I
I
would
was
have
expecting at
expected.
least.
Do you know? Do you know Salt Bay, the guy that like throws salt into your food? Maybe
Yeah.
something like that could have been a little bit.
For 148 million, I want Trump himself doing a little bit of salt over my dinner plate.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but it turned out that nothing. I wouldn't say anything noteworthy came out of that dinner. That's for
I'm
sure.
sure a lot of networking, right?
Yeah, lots of networking. Yeah, that is kind of all I had for my presentation today. I do have to run to an advanced office hours, or else I would dive into the Plume ecosystem with everyone. But I guess I'll have to save that for next week's stock or next week's podcast. Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Well, I guess I went ahead and took up most of the show, but I hope you guys all have a good one. Yeah, if you guys are in our private community and you guys need to go ahead and do something, go ahead and join Tristan. By the way, office hours is going to go ahead and have those posted. With that being said, guys, we really appreciate you guys today. Once again, keep your head up. We're almost there, and really appreciate you guys all coming here. I'm not sure if you want to do the sign off, Tristan.
Yeah, I get it. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I hope you're walking away with some clear strategies and insights to push your DeFi journey forward. Remember, DeFi is evolving fast, and staying ahead means taking action with the right knowledge. If you're ready to dive in even deeper and want a roadmap to build your own DeFi success, check out our DeFi Masterclass at our free group. The description will be in the link will be in the description below. In the training, you will see clear hands-on strategies to maximize returns, manage risk, and truly make the most of what DeFi has to offer, right from all our wonderful mentors and our CEO and co-founders, Tan and Salim. Make sure to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss next week's live episode. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and I'll see you here next time on Decentralized Masters.
Take care, guys.
See ya.
Better, Tristan.